Can concrete leveling be done in cold weather? Yes.
Cut. That's a wrap.
What? That's a wrap? Well, that's all we're going to cover in this video. What about how ground temperatures may change that answer? Or if they should even try in the first place?
Oh yeah, we should probably cover those too, huh?
Yeah, we should. Hey, I'm Josh with the Concrete Channel, where we take extra time and effort to actually explain answers to concrete questions. Now, I'll get to the first of 4 primary factors that answer this video's question in a second, but it's important to note up front that all of the factors in this video and or the possibility of leveling at all can also vary depending on your location. So drop a comment below stating the region, state, or city that you're curious about and any other questions that you may have. And we're gonna do our best to provide more specific details to you. In many areas, concrete leveling can be done in those cold winter months, unlike concrete replacement. And as I said before, there are 4 primary factors that can influence that possibility. The first of which is ground temperature. When the ground freezes, it expands, causing soil to heave slightly. If a concrete leveling repair is done on top of that frozen ground, the slab may resettle as the soil thaws and contracts back down. Additionally, frozen soils can latch onto the bottom of the slab, preventing proper lifting. The ground temperature needs to be above freezing for a minimum of 4 to 6 hours after the leveling is complete to allow the patched holes to cure properly. Interior slabs, like basements and garages, are protected from extreme exterior temperatures, and they can typically be lifted year-round, regardless of the weather. Factor number 2, air temperature. Certain leveling methods that we will cover soon use water in their materials, which raises a concern of that water freezing. That frozen water won't mix, nor will it get pumped onto the slab. Now, there are ways around this, like adding an anti-freeze solution to the water or heat tinting the area where the leveling compound is being mixed. But without the right amount of sun exposure on the ground, air temperatures at or below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius for our fancy friends may mean that concrete leveling isn't possible, which leads us to factor number 3, sun exposure. Especially true for those of us in areas that experience true fall and winter seasons, we're very familiar with how cold temperature days can get hot quick with the sun beaming down on us. The same is true for ground and concrete temperatures, which can elevate above freezing when the air temperature is still below freezing with just the right amount of sunshine. In fact, surfaces facing east or south are often better candidates for wintertime projects due to that reception of earlier direct sunlight.
Cut! This is the part of the video where we tell the viewer to subscribe to the channel for more concrete content and to leave a comment about how much they've learned here.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment about how much you've learned.
And can we take 5? We better get some of this food out of Josh's teeth.
The last factor that can make or break a cold weather concrete leveling project is the concrete leveling method. Now, we've got other videos that explain the differences between these methods that you can find here. But let's take a quick look at why or why not one or all of these methods would work. Stone slurry grout leveling mixes water with limestone, so it really needs all 3 of the previous factors to be working in its favor. And as long as the ground and ambient temperatures aren't frozen and the sun conditions are good, it can be done. Mud jacking mixes water with sand and or soil, so its needs are essentially the same as stone slurry grout leveling. Before I go on to the third and final method, here's a quick tip. Adding Portland cement to either of the previous methods can increase strength and let off heat as the cement cures, warming up the mixture enough to pump into the concrete. Lastly, foam concrete leveling or polyjacking. This method is a highly temperature-sensitive process using foam chemicals that are stored and pumped to the concrete at a very specific proper temperature. But the lifting chemical reaction happens when it's injected under the slab. If the ground is too cold, it can absorb the foam's heat, which in turn results in an incomplete chemical reaction. This can then lead to the creation of weak foam, chemicals leaching into the soil, and maybe even potentially putting off dangerous gases, both of which could be hazardous to your health. Now that we've covered that yes, you can lift concrete in cold weather, one question remains. Should you do it? Well, that's completely up to you. If you're dealing with trip hazards or drainage problems, waiting could make things worse. And the longer that you let those issues sit, the more damage they can cause, especially as snow and ice build up. At the very least, now that you know it's possible, reach out to a professional in your area and get their opinion on the matter.
Cut! That's a wrap!
Wait, I didn't get to say the thing. I'm Josh with the Concrete Channel. Thanks for watching.
Cut! That's a wrap, everybody. Go home to your families.